June 29th, 2026, Gillette Stadium, Foxborough, Massachusetts. Four-time world champions Germany face Paraguay, the 41st ranked side on earth. By the end of the night, Germany will suffer their first ever World Cup shootout loss. FIFA will be forced to publicly defend a single VAR decision, and one of football's greatest powers will be left asking how it all went wrong. Gillette Stadium stands packed on the evening of June 29th, 2026. The air carries the weight of expectation and history. Germany arrive as four-time world champions, their reputation forged by decades of dominance and a cabinet full of trophies. Every bookmaker, every analyst, every headline calls them favorites to advance. Across the pitch, Paraguay line up as the 41st ranked team in the world, outsiders by any measure, with few giving them a real chance. The gulf between the sides is not just in ranking or pedigree, but in the unforgiving logic of the World Cup knockout stage. One match, no margin for error. For Germany, a single slip threatens to undo years of preparation and pride. For Paraguay, the opportunity is as stark as it is improbable. One mistake, one moment could send a giant home and rewrite the script of the tournament. The match's first real fracture arrives in the 42nd minute. Matias Galarza, pressed deep but fearless, arcs across into the German box. The ball meets the run of Julio Enciso, who rises between defenders and snaps a header past Florian Klein. Paraguay, written off by every pre-match prediction, are suddenly ahead. For a team ranked 41st in the world, it is not just a goal, it is an act of defiance. Enciso's celebration, arms wide and eyes blazing, is a snapshot of disbelief turned to hope. Germany, for all their control, find themselves trailing at halftime. The numbers tell a strange story. 79% possession, wave after wave of passes, yet nothing to show but frustration. The favorites look up at the scoreboard and see a problem they never expected. Paraguay's breakthrough is not just a lead, it is a signal that dominance without ruthlessness can be punished. The stadium hums with the sense that something extraordinary could be unfolding. Just 9 minutes into the second half, Germany finally found the answer they so desperately needed. Florian Wirtz, drifting wide on the right, measured a curling cross into the heart of the box. Kai Havertz, always alert to the smallest opening, broke away from his marker and met the ball with a glancing header. The contact was delicate, almost effortless, but the effect was immediate. A sharp redirection that left Paraguay's Orlando Gil rooted to the spot. The net rippled. In an instant, the score was level at 1-1. For Germany, it was a surge of relief and belief, a reminder that their tournament hopes were not yet buried beneath the weight of expectation. The crowd's roar swelled, the tension reset. The match was alive again, no longer a procession for the underdog, but a full-blooded knockout fight, every moment now balanced on a knife edge. The clock drags into extra time, sweat and nerves thick in the air. Germany, relentless in their pressure, win a corner in the 105th minute. Florian Wirtz swings the ball in with purpose. Jonathan Tah, towering above the chaos, times his run and meets the cross with a thunderous header. The net bulges. For a fleeting moment, German players explode in joy, arms raised, hearts pounding. On the touchline, Julian Nagelsmann pumps a fist. The bench surges forward. It feels like the winning blow. Germany, the four-time champions, have clawed their way back from the brink, but the celebration freezes. Referee Jalal Jayed gestures, finger pressed to his earpiece. The stadium hushes. The world holds its breath. VR has intervened. Jayed jogs to the pitch side monitor, eyes locked on the replay. The footage rolls. Waldemar Anton, jostling for position, brushes past Paraguay's goalkeeper, Orlando Gil. Gil collapses, arms flailing as the ball sails past him. The contact, barely more than a nudge, becomes the center of global attention. Jayed returns to the pitch, face set. He waves off the goal. Free kick to Paraguay. Disbelief erupts. Tah's name now etched into football's cruelest what-ifs. Anton stands stunned, mouth open in protest. German players swarm the referee, voices raw. Nagelsmann is shown a yellow card for dissent. On screens and social feeds worldwide, the replay loops. Anton's minimal contact, Gill's dramatic tumble, Tah's header wiped from history. Commentators call it pathetic, as soft, even a robbery. Hashtags explode. Hashtag VAR scandal. Hashtag Germany robbed. The match, once a contest of skill and will, now spirals into a storm of outrage and accusation. For Germany, a night that should have belonged to heroes is suddenly ruled by interpretation, protocol, and the finest of margins. The shootout unfolds with a sense of dread that tightens with every kick. Kai Havertz, who had earlier pulled Germany level, steps up first. His run is measured, but the shot sails over the bar, an instant, shattering miss. Paraguay answer with calm precision, slotting home their opening penalty. Nick Woltemade follows for Germany, shoulders hunched, and drags his effort wide. The pattern is set. Paraguay convert again, the underdog showing none of the nerves that grip their opponents. When Jonathan Tah, still haunted by the disallowed goal, is called upon, the weight is almost visible. His penalty flies high, the crossbar untouched, and the stadium is left in a stunned hush. Paraguay need only hold their nerve. Jose Canale delivers the final blow, sending the ball low past Klein and sealing a 4-3 shootout triumph. For the first time in their World Cup history, Germany lose on penalties. The favorites undone not by a single call, but by the cold math of missed chances and the pressure that turned heroes into symbols of collapse. FIFA broke its silence on July 1st. Referees Chief Pierluigi Collina addressed the world from Zurich, standing firmly behind the decision that had sent Germany crashing out. Collina explained that officials had been instructed before the tournament to punish any action that blocked a goalkeeper's movement, even if the contact was slight or incidental. The statement left no room for doubt. The law, as interpreted for 2026, demanded strict protection for keepers. Collina insisted the foul was clear and obvious, citing the directive that any deliberate obstruction, no matter how minimal, must be penalized. FIFA's stance was unyielding. The ruling had followed the letter of the law, and the protocol had been applied as intended. For those demanding accountability or a reversal, the message was unmistakable. The result would stand, and the interpretation of goalkeeper contact would remain uncompromising. Germany's exit in Foxborough is already being measured against the biggest shocks in World Cup history. Ranked 10th before the tournament, Germany arrived as a heavy favorite, their pedigree unmatched by most nations. Yet, in a single night, that reputation was upended by a side ranked 41st in the world. Analysts have not hesitated. This is being called the most stunning knockout stage upset since Bulgaria toppled the defending champions in 1994. The echoes are clear. Decades of dominance, undone by a penalty shootout, and a decision that will be debated for years. For Germany, the scale of the defeat defies belief. For the World Cup, it redraws the boundaries of what's possible. Julian Nagelsmann stands in the center of a storm that now engulfs German football. His refusal to resign, delivered with a steady voice, "I am not someone who runs away," does little to quiet the questions swirling around his future. This defeat is not an isolated wound. It follows the group stage exit in 2018 and the round of 16 loss in 2022, forming a pattern that no one in German football can ignore. Headlines call for change, former legends voice their anger, and the public mood turns from disbelief to doubt. For the first time in decades, the idea of Germany as a tournament force feels uncertain. The team, once defined by resilience and clarity, now faces a crisis of identity, with the next move carrying the weight of history and expectation. Paraguay's reward is a place in the round of 16, a date with destiny in Philadelphia on July 4th. Their next opponent will be the winner of France versus Sweden, a clash that now feels transformed by the momentum of this upset. In the other dressing room, Germany are left to sift through the pieces, FIFA's unwavering explanation, the sting of a disallowed goal, and the echo of a shootout that ended their run. The bracket moves forward, but for Germany, the questions linger. For Paraguay, the improbable path continues, every match now a chance to stretch the boundaries of belief. Tonight, the world sees just how thin the line is between triumph and heartbreak, even for giants. As VAR rewrites football's margins, trust in the game's justice is up for debate. For Germany and for fans everywhere, nothing feels settled. Drop your thoughts on the controversy below.